It doesn't matter whether they're 17 or 7D. The process remains the same. The only thing that should change, either it be when you're making your phone calls or the phone call process or in your face-to-face live process, the only thing that should ever change, I call it the triple P's. And that's the person, the product, and the price. That's the person's name, the product they're interested in, and what the price point may be. Those are the only things that vary.
Day 4, we not average Joes, we sales pros.
Hey, you ever got nervous right before you're getting ready to make that phone call, to call back call a lead or to call a customer back? You get nervous when you're dialing that phone, and you sometimes even hope that you get a voicemail. You ever had that feeling? Or when you're getting ready to approach a customer that's coming into the showroom, you're looking at them and they got like that mean look on their face and you're extremely terrified to go and approach them. There's only one reason why we get afraid when we're making a phone call, or why we get nervous right before we're getting ready to help a guest. The number one reason why that happens is simple, and it's probably going to blow your mind when you hear it, but sit back and pay close attention. It solely comes from, and this is no disrespect to anybody, lack of preparation. You remember back in the day when you were in school and you had a spelling test or a math test coming up, and if you knew that you didn't study for it, you were terrified about it, you sweated it, you dreamed about it all night, and you dreaded the fact you was going to have to take this thing because you knew you didn't prepare for it. Now, on the flip side of that, you ever had times where you had that same spelling test or math test coming up and you studied your butt off? You put in the work, you put in the time. And when you walk into that classroom that next day, you're like, where's it at? Where's it at? Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Your confidence is way up because you're better prepared. Now, in a sales situation, how does that apply? Majority of salespeople never take the time to hone either their phone process or their face-to-face process. And here's what I mean. Let's go with the phone process first. Regardless of what type of customer you're calling, whether it's a referral, whether it's an internet lead, whether it's a service lead, it does not matter. When you're making that phone call, there has to be a sequence of questions that you know that you're going to go through. There's a flow that you go through. When you're greeting somebody face to face, it's the same exact thing. Had a call coming in, it's the same exact thing. When you know your process, it doesn't matter whether they're 17 or 7D. The process remains the same. The only thing that should change, either it be when you're making your phone calls or the phone call process or in your face-to-face live process, the only thing that should ever change, I call it the triple P's. And that's the person, the product, and the price. That's the person's name, the product they're interested in, and what the price point may be. Those are the only things that vary. So when I hear people say, well, when I get this type of person on the phone, I do this. Or when I get this type of person on the phone, I do that. Or when it comes to the live setting, they say, well, if this person comes in and they look like this, I do this. And if this person comes in and they're older, I do that. And that's all bullshit at the end of the day. It should not matter whether they're 17 or 7D, whether you're on the phone or doing it live in your showroom floor. Your process is your process. Do you know that the top producers nationwide, when I sit down and get a chance to speak with them and find out, what it is that they're doing, or the ones that I've worked with and I've trained myself where I know what they're doing, you know what it is? They know their process inside and out. And a lot of people say they dislike scripts. But do you realize that whatever your favorite movie is, it made you laugh, made you cry, made you happy, made you sad? But guess what? Every single participant in that movie got before production. They all got a script. Now, what happened was the actors, they memorized the script so well, they internalized the words to the point that when they projected them, they personalized it. They had their own personality in it because they knew it so well. With sales is the exact same way. When you know your process, frontwards and backwards, whether it be on the phone or whether it be live and in person, when you know the sequence of questions, when you know the direction that you want to go and that your objective is just to get your guest to the next step, you're free. And your personality and your sincerity comes through. So when people say, well, I don't like scripts and word tracks because it makes me sound robotic. Well, yeah, that's because you don't know it. Or they say it sounds scripted. Yeah, that's because you don't know it. Always think about this. Every single person uses a script. Anytime you've ever been in your car and you've been singing a song, guess what you were doing? You were reading somebody else's script because you didn't write those words. Every time you're looking at a movie and you're reciting parts of the movie, guess what you're doing? You're reading somebody else's script. You didn't create that. Even in our daily lives, there are certain things that you say on a regular basis, whether it be to your kids, to your significant other, to your coworkers. Those are all part of your script. So we do use them. It's just us being conscious of using them and realizing that it's actually our best benefit to have it. Because when you have a script or a roadmap, it keeps you from getting off track. It's like driving from Florida to California. Could I do it? Yeah. Could I do it without a map? Yeah. How long will it take me? Who knows? How much money and time will I waste? Who knows? But if I just take my time and sit down and I find out my directions and I get a route, Now I stick to my route or to my process. Now I can dictate how long it'll take me to get there. I can make sure the conditions are as favorable as possible. Okay. And I can have a better idea of what the potential outcome may be of me getting to my destination. Why? Because I took the time and I created an outline, a roadmap, or a process. So whether you're on the phone or if you're meeting with guests in person, make sure that you know your process frontwards and backwards. You should be able to say it in your sleep. No matter what, somebody should be able to come up to you and say, hey, what's step number 3 in the process? And what do you do during that? When you're sitting down with guests, you should have a sequence of questions that you go through every single time. Not, well, I didn't ask this person and I didn't ask this person that. Unless when you ask one question, they may answer to. That's the only time you don't go through your required questions on your sheet, because you never know. There's certain pieces of information a person only will give up when asked. Same thing on the phone. Remember, on the phone, the objective is not to close a sale. Well, it is, but you're not selling the vehicle. You're only selling the appointment. When you're sitting down with somebody face to face, the only thing you're selling them on is moving to the next step. So when you feel that fear or you feel that anxiety when you're getting ready to make that call and you're hoping you get a voicemail, or if you're getting ready to get in front of that person and you're terrified, you're scared to death, nature has a way of utilizing our emotions as a temperature gauge to let us know where we are. So when you feel those nerves, that means that you're not prepared, which means you better go back to the drawing board, get your process down, and make sure that you're doing things the right way. All right. And if you're somebody that doesn't have a process, a lot of stores don't even use guest sheets anymore. So especially a new hire, they're lost. They don't know which way to go. I highly encourage you to click the link in the description. Go over and check out. I have awesome digital sales training manuals. I have awesome roadmaps to help you get from point A to point Z. Click that link in the description. Check out the training videos. Check out the sales training manuals. Check out the checklist. Check out the guest sheets. Check out the rebuttals to overcome the objections. I want to think about it. The price is too high. I want to shop around. I want to talk to my spouse, or I want more for my trade. It's all there for you. Don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself. And remember, a word track or a script is your best friend. You already do it every time you sing a song and every time you recite a movie. So why not do it to help yourself, help some people, which in turn will help you. All right. So Brian Maxwell checking in, and I look forward to seeing you at the dealership. Over and out, y'all. Make sure that you check out the Selling for Success sales training portal. It has sales training courses, audios, videos, manuals, everything you need to catapult your sales results to a whole new level. So remember, check out sellingforsuccess.org, the sales training portal. And if you haven't already subscribed, hit the subscription and make sure that you click the notification bell so you'll be updated whenever I release new videos. I'm Brian Maxwell saying again, thank you, and I look forward to seeing you at the top.